You want to know something funny? Um, my psychic and medium abilities have absolutely zero to do with astrology. And I was thinking about how much my online readings have grown in this past year because I've been reading since I want to say November, December of 2023. And I really started pulling a focus towards astrology, but it's not my psychic mediumship because I get people who ask me all the time for an astrology reading, and I'm like, look, I get it. Like, I read it and I understand it, but I'm not an astrologer. But like, my psychic mediumship, I'm talking to your higher self, I'm connecting with your guides, your loved ones who are telling me all of your gossip and all, like, they're talking shit. I've got all your ancestors in there, for the readings, like, they're all about you and your inner landscape. But when it comes to my readings, I think it's just because I'm a witch and, I actually apply my birth chart. I know the power of applying my birth chart to and astrology to what's happening in the world, what's happening with me, and it allows me to see my outer landscape in a way. And I was thinking about that this morning because I'm like, how the fuck did I become like an astrology witch? It's bizarre. But that said, it works. Right now, I'm happy to report that there are no retrogrades. There's no planets in retrograde right now. We are just in the throes of a Mercury retrograde and a Venus retrograde, and we're still in kind of like the after shadow of them. But if anything, the full moon coming up this Saturday in Libra, and I'm reading a little bit early because I think a lot of people are feeling it after specifically the Venus retrograde. This full moon is big and it's the culmination of a lot of things, but I want to throw a gently powdered sparkly warning out there that be ready for some like really fucking hard conversations. Libra is an archetype around, love and relationship. I see this is Fee behind me. She's gonna be making a little appearance. She's a princess. But Libra is an archetype around friendships, it's around relationships and work relationships specifically. And it's about the balance of all of those things. With the Venus retrograde happening, I want to say that a lot of people are going to feel a massive shake and shift across the board with their interpersonal relationships. They are going to feel a weird like friction or rub with like their love versus work, for some reason. And I think for even some people that there's some really hard conversations around like work, that and like because Libra affects like your work a day, your routines. And so I feel like there's a lot of hard conversations. And I think, for example, like, I think for the Venus retrograde, a lot of narratives and work that needs to be done let's just talk about romance. So if you're with a partner, that Venus retrograde showed you like what exactly is going on with you, right? It's showing you what you need to work on. And then Mercury retrograde just made it really hard for you to communicate what you got going on. But if you're single, it showed you a lot of stuff like whether an ex came back or whether a really unhealthy habit showed up or whether you were the unhealthy part of it. A lot of that is going to happen. And it's funny because I had a lot of clients of mine had like some dusty ex boyfriends show up, like kind of situationships. And I don't have the heart to tell them yet. Some of them I did, but it's like they popped up during a Venus retrograde, and that is like one of the most like scalding things that could happen, because if you start anything during that retrograde, it's going to get fucked up, right? It's just going to be harder to to show up authentically, as yourself in that connection. You're going to be operating off of old wounds. Let's talk about friendships. I think a lot of during this, Venus retrograde, a lot of friendships kind of went through the ringer. And then with work specifically, I feel like if someone was pulled in the direction of having difficulty in their friendships and romantic relationships, then they couldn't show up for their work relationship. And so I feel like this Saturday or this weekend is going to be peppered with a lot of activity. There are going to be a lot of folks, either whether it's your romantic partner is going to be letting you know the ways that you didn't show up for them, or you're going to be, finally working on something that's going on with you. If you're recently single, then you're going to see like what happened in that relationship and get a lot of clarity around it. I think that that's what that full moon in Libra is going to be about. If you have some friendships coming or going, I feel like they're going to fall by the wayside, or you're going to bring new people in this weekend. And then there is something, and I keep getting, there's something so specific around if you haven't been pulling your weight at work, you're going to like be shown the door, or you're going to be like sat down and you're going to have a hard relationship, or you're going to have a hard conversation around it. Anyway, it's going to be interesting for a lot of people. And you're going to be tested on how you show up, whether it is in romance, friendship, and in work relationship. Now, here's one thing. I was throwing cards earlier, and I'm going to do a card pull for this reading, but the sun showed up, which tells me you have no secrets this this weekend. Basically, after all of these retrogrades, and this is a neutral timing with the retrogrades too, like there's nothing else popping off because it means that the dust has settled and everything that's supposed to be is there. So you're looking at all the things, right? Like everything's out in the open. The sun card usually means like what you're aspirating. No, actually it's more the star card. The sun card just means that everything that is coming to light will be shown to light. But for me, the way that I see it, it's almost like all the dysfunction that was there is going to be out for everyone to see, and you're gonna have to deal with it literally this weekend. I like this. Eight of Pentacles is in the challenge position. So be careful when people speak to you and they let you know, like, and I think it's around the work thing. I think it's also around your relationship. Don't have your guard up, especially if right now, if the sun is out and all your shit is out there. Eight of Pentacles is all about like building yourself up, and it's about collaboration in a way. Don't be defensive. Like, I want you to do some shadow work that if you have some hard conversations this weekend that need to be had, I want you to put your ego to the side and realize that whatever these conversations that need to happen are happening for your greater good, and you need to suck it up. If you react a certain way or go to a certain coping mechanism, then you're way getting this energy wrong. This is not the time to hide, and this is not the time to be reactive. I feel like there's a lot of immaturity that may come up, and a lot of like naughty behavior, which like makes you feel like a little kid in a way. This is interesting. The outcome is the Nine of Cups. Like if you step into that reality of like showing up without your ego, we got the second cat. We got little man coming in. They're probably going to start fighting behind me. If you can put your ego down and not be a little brat about these conversations and realize where you fucked up and where you need to do the work, the Nine of Cups is how you're going to come out of it, which is like more about embodiment. It's about, cups are emotion. It's about settling into that new reality that is your life. I think that this full moon in Libra is going to be an opportunity for you to grow the fuck up. And it's going to be around all the things, all the behaviors that you use like to scapegoat. And I'm talking behaviors as in emotional disassociation, or it could be like drinking to obliterate, like the fact that you're in a weird position, or it could be hanging out with friends to not be at home with your partner. It could be many, many things, but a lot of them is like not immersing yourself where you need to be. And that is work, that is friendships, and that is romantic relationship. It's your day-to-day routine stuff. I feel like this full moon is going to be a tough one, but I mean, the challenge is very clear. Grow up and realize that there's some work that you need to do. And the outcome's beautiful. It's even little man, what do you think? Do you like that outcome? Yeah. The outcome is good. You're going to have some like emotional enrichment from it. So, yeah, don't worry about it. Here's the thing is that I still have lessons. I'm 44 and I still have lessons that teach me every day that, about being a better person. And a lot of them are very, it's all about humility and it's all about listening, right? At the end of the day, I feel like the people who are coming to talk are not out to get you. They're just out to have an honest conversation so they could move forward in a really clear way. And like I said, this is going to be for all three aspects of your life: romance, friendship, and work. So good luck, and do the best you can.